This is lesson 9.3, which we're going to be studying other identities. So this one encompasses a lot of different ones, and so we're just going to kind of look at them overall. And some of them you'll use, some of them you won't. You just have to kind of go back to the ones that you already know and look, if you're looking for something, you go dig through the rules until you find something that looks like something you might use. So this one right here, this talks about the double angle. It should be labeled, but the double angle. So if we have a sine 2x, we can rewrite it as 2 sine x cosine x. We can also go backwards, remember that. Okay, so I could write 2 sine x cosine x as sine 2x. Cosine 2x is cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And then tangent of 2x is 2 tan x over 1 minus tan squared x. And then these are different ways that you can write the cosine 2x rule, just so that you're aware of that. Power reducing identities, so if we have squareds and we're trying to get them out, we can rewrite them like this. You can also combine the rules, so if I was trying to get sine squared out, I could do it as 1 minus cosine 2x over 2, and then, no, yeah, I wouldn't go backwards because that would be there. But anyway, you can put rules together. So moving on, there's multiple rules today. So half angle identities, if I have sine of x over 2, and again, I want to get that out of it, I can do plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine x over 2. Same thing with these are different rules for cosine and tangent, and these are different different half angles for tangent. So there's multiple. Again, all of these are on your cheat sheets. So oh, I moved. Okay, and then here's one more. This is the product to sum. So if I have a product and I don't want products anymore. I want to get rid of the multiplication. I can break it up this way. Likewise, if I have sums and I want to make them multiplication problems, I can put them this way. This rule right here, I don't use this one very often. This one is used, though. Okay, moving on. So example 1, 1 minus 2 sine squared of x over 2, and we want to simplify it or reduce it. So we're going to use a couple of different rules. I could start with the sine squared to get rid of the squared first, or I could start with the half angle identity. So we're going to start with getting rid of the sine squared. So it's cosine 2 of x over 2, and then we simplify that to cosine of x. So again, I combined rules. So 1 minus 2 sine squared of an x is the same thing as cosine 2x. So now this is x over 2, though, so 2 times this. So sometimes it does help to use the right one, okay? If I started with this one, it would have made it much more complex. So you need to kind of, and you'll play with these, and this is, there's no wrong, right way to do this, okay? There's easier and harder ways, and it's a matter of playing with it to know which one to use. So the more you practice, the easier it will become. Okay, practice 1. So here's cosine squared x over 2 minus sine squared of x over 2. And to simplify, it's not there. Oh, there we go. Okay, I must have it. So 1 minus cosine x over 2 minus 1 minus cosine x over 2. And again, these are using my rules that I already know. Okay, and then I can combine them because these have the same denominator. So 1 minus cosine x minus 1 plus cosine x, because this is a negative and a negative, over 2 gives me 2 cosine x over 2, which reduces to cosine x. All right, example 2. So this is a proof. I'm going to prove that this is equal to that. All right. So let's see how we're going to break this down. First, we're going to move it because it's a lot of work. So our goal here is to get a cosine over sine with a 2x so that we can get it to cotangent. So I'm changing this using my cosine rule. 2 cosine of x plus 3x over 2. This is, and then times sine. This is the addition to multiplication problem. All right, sine over x minus 3x over 2 over, we're going to do the same thing with cosine, negative 2 sine x plus 3x over 2 times sine x minus 3x over 2. Okay, now it looks really, really messy, but it will come together here in a moment. Okay, so when I can combine these, x plus 3x, that's 4x, right? And these two cancel. And the 2's cancel, lots of canceling, see? And then this is cosine of 4x over 2 over sine of 4x over 2, or negative sine, because that negative is still there. Okay, and that simplifies to cosine of 2x over negative sine of 2x. I forgot my negative. All right, which is negative cotangent of 2x. So again, I went back and I looked for the rules that would help me simplify this, and I used what I could. And sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. Here's your practice problem. Here's your solution. Okay, so again, we used this sum to multiplication rule and then simplified until we got to tangent of 2t. Oh, and that was the end.